uzashakira ingobyi ntuzabashakira isaso uzaze nkwereke imihana uzaze nkwereke imihana uzaze nkwereke inzozi amagana zitakijwe uzaze nkwereke abantu uramutse ntiwumve niba nikirize uzaze nkwereke imihana uzaze nkwereke imihana uzaze nkwereka hatitiza abagabo kandi bifubitse uzaze
ndashimira cyane kandi abarimu bigisha abo bana kuko nabo bashyizemo imbaraga zikomeye uruhare rwabo nabo nagira ngo mubashimire cyane ndetse n'ababyeyi muri rusange bohereza abana kugira ngo bige ururimi rwabo bamenye aho baturuka.
Let us take this opportunity to thank the teachers who are teaching our children different activities as well, to teach them this way of dancing in our culture ways and our mother tongue. And I can take this opportunity to thank parents who give the children to us, for us to give back, to give them the best of our background, our country. For that reason, I want everyone to say thank you and to clap your hands for them. Thank you.
Ngo nshimire cyane n'umuterankunga wacu Jean d'Amour aho ari nawe ukuntu yadufashije kugira ngo rino shuri ryacu rikomeze ribeho kandi tubashe kugira ubushobozi bwo gukomeza kubana n'aba bana bacu. Nagira ngo Jean d'Amour aho ari nawe rwose turamushimira cyane.
Let us thank our group supporter Jean d'Amour. He's the one who motivated us to make this happen. And he is a great supporter as well. For that reason, we want to thank him really from the bottom of our heart. And we want him to stand up, and I want everybody to clap hands for him. Thank you.
Abashimira cyane kandi na community z'Abanyarwanda n'abandi bose kudushyigikira muri ibi bikorwa. Mu by'ukuri ntabwo biba byoroshye ariko kubera ubufatanye bwanyu byose bigenda neza.
Let me take this opportunity to thank everybody in our Rwandan community, for everybody who gave himself for this to happen, who gave his energy and his motivation to make this happen. It's not that easy as you think. For that good reason, I want to thank everyone, each one of you. Thank you so much.
Mboneyeho no gushimira cyane ambasade yacu nayo ituba hafi muri ibikorwa byose dukora, bakatuba hafi bakadushyigikira muri byose. Nagira ngo nabo mubambere amashyi cyane rwose.
Let's take this opportunity to thank our ambassador and the embassy that we have in Sweden.
Udahungabana kumungana ngo igihe mvutse narareba umureba neza ndanezerwa igihe ubushyuhe imbeho niyaza imbehe yanjye ibihumurika bibere imirimo yanjye ndayigucisha imirimo yanjye ndayigutuza amarira yanjye ndayigutura ariko ukagira utikira kibondo nzagurata uko bikwiye imbere yanjye ndigisha
Yes, that's good. So now we are going to have our first panel discussion with the topic of elevating girls in leadership from STEAM to business. So allow me to welcome Osa as a moderator of this panel. Thank you.
Priscilla, what is your take on this one? Why is it so important?
It is important, but allow me first to congratulate the Rwanda Women's Association for organizing this. I think it's fantastic, it's brilliant, and happy Women's Month. So I will start there. But to go to your question, I think when you look at STEM and the world that we are living now, particularly with the emergency of artificial intelligence, it's literally going to be impossible to operate in this world without knowledge of technology. So if we want our young girls, the ones that we're dancing here, to be included in anything, in any economic development, then the issue of STEM is critical. Secondly, speaking for Africa, we need to leapfrog from where we are now into the new world that is being provided for. And I think we've done well in that the penetration rate of internet within our African states have gone really high. 95–96% of our people in Africa are able to use the mobile phone, can be connected to some form of internet. But if we then provide for them the technology to be able to be innovative, Africa has a young population. But these young people can be frustrated because if they don't use their innovative skills and their innovative capacity to then be included in today's world, they will then turn into drugs, will not be able to survive. So we are at a crossroad where we either facilitate for our young people to be part of the future, to grow, to be innovative, to be good for the global world, for both the North and the South, or we can let them die and have a dying generation. So STEM is crucial and critical for today's world.
Thank you, Ambassador. It's interesting you mentioned that because when I arrived in Zimbabwe in 1994, I used to have a party line. It means, you know what that is. So when I picked up the phone, there were like 5 other people speaking on the same line. And from there, 10 years down the line, everybody had a mobile phone. So that's really leapfrogging. Thank you. Dr. Alfred, why is STEM so important for gender equality?
Thank you very much. Allow me first to congratulate also Rwanda's association in Sweden and also the Rwandan embassy in Sweden for such wonderful organization and also for the invitation. I would add the value to what has been already said. When we talk about gender equality or women's empowerment, these are some of the women inclusion of women. These are the outcomes. So these are the outcomes. So we need a process to empower them so that they are able to get the productive capacity, to get the knowledge that is required, to have access to technology, to have access to innovation that is required for them to be able to participate into different domains of each country's economy. When we talk about science, today we cannot talk about development without looking at science and technology. You see everything that is in a mobile phone. So if our women or our ladies, our sisters are not able to use this, it's a simple example that shows you how they are excluded to different services. So they need to go to science, they need to understand what the science means, they need to be the operators of the science, rather than being only the beneficiaries. They need to be at the source where different softwares of the program or different programming is being done so that they can be able to contribute to the national development and to the world economy as well. I think this is very important, it's very critical as far as capacity building is concerned.
Thank you. I'm going to come back to you, Jennifer, because we see many of your actions coaching young girls in STEM. And could you maybe describe some of your achievements so far? And also, what would you ask the African ambassadors and the Swedish authorities gathered here to support your work and expand it a bit beyond Rwanda and help more African girls and create more jobs?
Thank you so much. So I can say that through different associations, we've managed to train more than 400 girls, equipping them with technology skills. So this has been done through different initiatives. I can talk of one initiative which is called Rwandan Association for Women in Science and Engineering. I'm a member and a vice president for that association. It has more than 200 women who have master's, PhD, and postdoc in STEM. So what we do is that we go to different schools, different secondary schools in the country, and we talk to the girls, we equip them with practical skills, and we also show them different role models to them who have done STEM and they are very successful. So with this association, we've trained even more than 1,000. We've reached more than 30 schools. And then I also founded an organization. It's called Rwatech Hub. So it's Rwanda Technology Hub. So it's an association that has trained many girls through partnering with different organizations. So I'm happy I'm on the panel with the ambassador of Zimbabwe to Sweden. So I've partnered with one organization in Zimbabwe. It's called Zim Girls Squad. We applied for a grant from the US Department of State, and we trained more than 100 girls. So the girls were from Rwanda and Zimbabwe. So the grant was called LINK, Leveraging Innovation in Rural Communities. And then we also applied for a certain grant, which is called Mandela Day Service Grant. It's for promoting girls and women in tech, especially in rural areas. So we got the grant, and we also trained more than 30 girls in that rural area. And then we also, I got an award for Female Science Leadership Award. So with that award, I was also given money, and I used that to train 70 girls. So 40 girls in networking and 30 girls in cyber security from across Rwanda. So these are some few. Yeah, so these are few that I've mentioned, but we've really done a lot, and we applied for more grants. We applied for another one called F5 that supports black women in STEM, and we also got $50,000 US. So all this money has been used to train girls in secondary schools in Rwanda. So we also asked what I can ask from the maybe ambassadors of maybe African countries and even here in Sweden to support us with is facilitating or helping us collaborate with more African countries. So I'm happy that we already collaborate with Zimbabwe. So we have contacts there, but facilitating us to work with different non-profit organizations to reach many girls in Africa. We know that they are able, and yeah, they can do great. So this is request number one. And then secondly, if there is, if it's possible, you can also facilitate if there are internships for girls, maybe in Sweden and even in other countries. Girls who did STEM can come to those countries so that they can learn from people there. They can see the world from another angle. They can learn best practices from those countries. So it could be scholarships, internships, and anything that can benefit a girl child in STEM. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe that's a job for the Sweden Africa Chamber, I just realized. Yes, I take that one home. I really like that you are getting awards and showing role models, because I think in Sweden as well as perhaps Rwanda, I don't know, and Zimbabwe, attracting girls to study these topics, it's a job that you need to really market it and make it attractive for women and see that there are job opportunities in the future. I'd like to know what is being done in Zimbabwe. How is STEM doing it in Zimbabwe? Ambassador Priscilla.
Thank you very much. What we have done is, because we realized in Zimbabwe that more girls were unwilling or were intimidated by technology, by issues to do with engineering. So when you get to university, when you finish your A-levels, we actually created an affirmative action that facilitates for more young girls to get into STEM so that they can be encouraged to work around STEM. We also have now facilitated for innovative hubs that are centered at universities to encourage girls to go into these innovative hubs, to go and exercise their minds. Because what has happened with the mobile, like my brother was talking about, is because girls sit on it for TikTok, they sit on it and they are more exposed than my generation. So whilst my generation was more intimidated from technology, this generation is more willing to go into technology because they are more exposed, they watch Netflix. Even in some of the rural communities, you will be fascinated by how many young women in rural communities know about KFC, even if KFC is not there. They know about cocoa melon, even if that cocoa melon is being done from elsewhere. So the exposure around technology is way different from what it was before. So it's more easier to attract young women to go into areas of STEM. But I was going to say to you, when you say this is a job, this is your job to facilitate the issues of trade. I think one of the things that we need to do, particularly in Sweden and Africa, is to understand that we are going into a technological time where services and technology is important. But where the advantage for Africa is we have got the young population to be able to do that. Whilst in this area, you have a more aging population. So if you want facilities, yes, I know you're sad, but if you want facilities and services which are virtual, which can be given to you whilst the young people are in Africa and are able to make money and are able to trade, then technology and STEM is what we should be supporting. So what she's saying about what Sweden should do is that we should jointly be working together and engaging with our Nordic sisters to say, how do we create a facilitative environment to allow for the gadgets to go into communities, but more importantly, to allow for the young people themselves to speak on their own behalf. So next time, this panel should be about the young people and for us to be listening so we know what they want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. I have a last question regarding, because here we're talking about the opportunities for the young girls. And I'm just curious to know, is it only about opportunities, or is there something that women are actually bringing into STEM that traditionally was not there, aspects that are not usually represented? I am positive there must be something. Anybody can answer that question who would like to.
Thank you. Let me just give some examples for the case of Rwanda. In 2019, we had a representation of girls in STEM of 32.1%, and currently we are talking about 4.8%. You could see how it is increasing. I think we are not seeing this only as an opportunity, but we are seeing this as a must in which sense? In the sense of ensuring that there is equitable and equality in the socio-economic transformation of our countries. So you cannot talk about equity without empowering, without seizing all these opportunities that are offered by the national policies and strategies. Here I have to emphasize the role of the leadership and the role of the policy and the strategies. I think the reason why we are talking about, let me say, in the case of Rwanda, why this has happened, it's because of the high willingness from the top leadership, which is also reflected in the design of policies, programs, and different projects to support that women are involved in these different decent areas that were not basically where you could have not seen them before. But currently, you could see that in our culture, you could not see a woman climbing, building a house. But currently, we have engineers of women, and there is no harm. They are also contributing to their homes, they are contributing to the country, as per His Excellency himself during the International Women's Day, he said, a woman is equal to development. So we see it as an opportunity, but it has to be seen as a must if we have to develop ourselves in a very sustainable manner. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And let's give the whole panel a big thank you applause. Thank you.
In Africa, allow me to welcome Mr. Ruben Mugisha, the moderator of this second panel. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jonas. I'm the director for panel 2, supposed to have been panel 1. We decided to give a chance, one of the major things to start with us. So let us welcome students from Kumshove. Yes, please take the seats. We have people from the banking sector, Miss Nathalie Lucine and Mr. Celeste. Please come and take your seats. We also have someone from Amasimbi traditional dance, Miss Esther Mazimaka. Please come and take your seat. Natari, please. Natari, Celeste, come and take your seats. Thank you. Celeste has just arrived from Atlanta Airport and he has a lot of ideas about banking in Rwanda, stock exchange specifically. Natalie from Bank of Kigali, diaspora banking. She's the person. Welcome. I will start with the students from Who's Holy. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about what you're doing and that you have visited Rwanda and that you are completing third year diploma, writing a book, 5,000 words, a research report entitled The Education of Girls in Rwanda and the Impact of the Entrepreneur. So, entrepreneurship. So we look forward to reading that report. And we'll start with you. Please make a brief introduction about yourself, names, and then I will ask you some questions.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Yap. And my name is Zara Sharma. Thank you for inviting us, first of all. We really look forward to today's discussion.
And we both study at a secondary school called Kunsomen, and right now we're studying our last year at this school. And again, thank you so much for inviting us to this event. It's an honor.
Welcome. I have a question for you. When you visited Rwanda, what are the similarities and differences between Rwanda and Sweden?
Okay, thank you for your question. So I would first like to say that we visited Rwanda together with our class, with the other 31 students, and with our 3 teachers, including Mr. Scott Thompson, who's there, and then Ms. Birgitta Rydell. And this was so fun because we learned so much about Rwanda and its culture. We got to meet so many warm and welcoming people. We visited so many places, including tourist attractions, but also conducted interviews with people for our research report. So in Rwanda, we visited our partner school, Lycée de Kigali, in which we attended some of their classes and also got a tour of the whole school. And so from this, we got some insights about the Rwandan education. And we understood that both Rwanda and Sweden are trying to encourage and empower female entrepreneurship. And something that we really admire about the Rwandan education system is that both girls and boys have entrepreneurship as a part of their curriculum up until secondary school. And similarly, in Sweden, we also have an entrepreneur course for students, and there they get this opportunity to start their own UF company. And UF is a non-governmental organization that supports student-driven businesses. They also encourage female entrepreneurship by, for example, hosting an annual female competition, which is called the Year's Female Leader.
To add to that, another similarity between the two countries is that they believe in taking care of their female students. So our school, for example, provides free and accessible sanitary equipment for all girls. And something fascinating is that our school buys these equipment from a successful UF company called Red Locker, which is driven by 2 female entrepreneurs, which is really cool. And we believe that this initiative is very important because students' health is very important for their performance. Similarly in Rwanda, schools are mandated to provide sanitary equipment for all their students, which is very admirable. And we learned this by interviewing the Swedish embassy in Rwanda. But one difference that we have seen is that Rwandan schools tend to be more focused on discipline compared to Sweden. For example, in our partner school, all students had to wear uniforms and be well dressed. But in Sweden, we don't have that. We were also amazed to see that students participated in this assembly with every Monday of each month, in which the principal talked to the students and announced important information. And again, this was very new for us because we never see this. But yeah, that was a bit about the similarities.
Very interesting, very interesting. I see room for twinning. There is a lot to learn from Rwanda.
There is.
And there is a lot to learn from Sweden. So maybe at some point we'll have to open a training program for schools so that we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very interesting story. We look forward to reading that report. Please pass it on to the embassy. We'll go to the embassy to take copies. Yes, so we will switch to the Rwanda, to these wonderful guests from Rwanda. They have all just arrived. He's just arrived today, she arrived yesterday. And they've just come here to tell us about their story about gender equality in Rwanda. Looking at banking, looking at entrepreneurial, looking at flexible working environment, equal pay, parental leave, all those things are embedded in the Rwandan policy for banking. So Celeste is from the stock exchange and Miss Natalie is from the biggest commercial bank, Bank of Kigali. Ladies first. Miss Natalie, we know that Bank of Kigali is one of the best banks that we have in the country, and it's led by a woman for a long time. And it's not the only bank that is led by a woman. There are several other banks, but of course this specific bank, as one of the people have banked in it, it's a unique bank. It has got lots of interesting policies. They look for customers, they reach out to companies, they reach out to the diaspora. That's why she's here. And they have been calling us, and they have been going through the embassy to bring us on Zoom to tell us about banking in Rwanda, sending money to Rwanda and all those things. But that's not the question. I want you to tell us about Becca and the gender policy. So tell us a few about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. As a bank, we do recognize the significant progress that women have made over the past decade. If you look at the different institutions in Rwanda, financial institutions and private sectors, there's a lot, there's quite a big number of big institutions that are currently led by women. Start by BK, the institution I work for. We have, I'll give an example, we have BPR, BLD, we have EcoBank. Those are big banks in Rwanda, NCB as well. We have MTN Rwanda as well, which is a financial institution led by a woman. So a lot has been done over the past years. Of course, there's still a lot to do in terms of awareness, creating conducive environment for women. But the progress is there. Looking at the example I just made, those are big institutions in Rwanda. big banks in Rwanda all led by women. Thanks to our leadership, our president, if you look at the different institutions, even embassies, we have our Excellency Ambassador Diane, who's here with you. So I'm very happy to be here. I would like to take an opportunity to thank the Rwanda Women Association for the invitation, embassy. I would like also to let you know that there's a program for Rwandans living abroad, for diaspora, that was put in place by the bank. There are different packages for Rwandans living abroad, where we give access to different products, including opening accounts online. You see the banners behind. Our email, we have an email that can be used to for information or for any kind of inquiries. So please feel free to contact us. We are here. We have a stand at the back, and we are here for you. Thank you. Murakoze cyane. Abadamu turashoboye. Mukomereza aho ngaho. Murakoze.
Very good, very good. I tried to get a loan in Kigali. I wanted to work on my construction project. So I went to a branch of Beka at Chimibura, and it was a bit complicated. So they gave me a contact of Natali at the headquarters. So I went there and they said it's only until I meet the boss of diaspora banking that problem can be solved. So I met Natalie and I told her my story, and she said, only that? So she gave me one of her colleagues, and they looked at my account and said, oh, you've been spending a lot of money, you're being charged bank charges, yet you are in diaspora. In diaspora, we don't charge you monthly charges. It's only for the residents in Kigali. You are living in Sweden, so we don't charge you. So they had to do something about stopping all those monthly charges. And to cut the long story short, I got the loan. And I went back and I got another loan. And they were using my salary in Sweden to give me the loan. And I'm paying very well. Every month I have to send those remittances, and I'm enjoying the services of the car. And I think it became simpler because I think the branch was being headed by women. Not so? Okay, I'm saying that because it's a Women's Day, so we congratulate all women in the banking for making our lives easy. Celeste, you are in the stock exchange, and you told me somewhere behind that you have done something about gender empowerment in the stock exchange. Can you elaborate?
Thank you very much. Again, I wanted to thank the embassy and the organizers of this event. Like you said, I come from the stock exchange. I'm the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange. I'm part of the bigger fraternity of the capital market industry in Rwanda. And if you know what the markets are there for, is to help raise long-term financing, which is my #1 client, because Bank of Kigali is the largest bank, and they are walking the talk by following the rules of bridging the gender gap. In their board of directors, they are following that to the dot. The CEO, actually what she didn't mention, is Bank of Kigali is a bank, it's a group actually. For her, she's sitting at the banking side, but a group called Bank of Kigali group has more subsidiaries, insurance company, and they have the cutting house and the bank side. So they are all led, except the smallest part, which is the insurance, I think. But the others are led by women, so I think they deserve a round of applause. So they don't deserve that alone, because as a marketplace, we have been trying to walk the talk also, because by them doing that, they are required to do it by regulations. As a stock exchange or a capital markets industry, we have rules and regulations which are following international best practice. We, as a marketplace, we belong to this organization called Sustainable Securities Exchanges Initiative by the UN Compact, and in coordination with the IFC Group, the World Bank, and a few other institutions, we have impact on emphasizing on gender empowerment at the highest international level. This initiative actually brings together more than 120 plus stock exchanges across the globe to bring awareness about gender equality. Specifically this year, in this part of this time of the year, in March, there is something organized called Ring the Bell for Gender Equality. I'm glad Her Excellency the Ambassador is here. She's been part of that in the past when she was still Minister of Gender in Rwanda. So that event happens every year in the month of March. We did ours this week on Wednesday, on the 12th, where the theme for the year was saying invest in women for empowerment. So we are empowering women to make sure that they are part of what we do. Because if you look at statistically, they have been marginalized in many countries across the globe. But what we are doing is to put, first of all, the legal frameworks and the initiatives to make sure that they are treated equally as men in the industry of the financial sector, particularly in the stock market. A few of the companies we have listed, they are led by women, and it's not just by leading, they also make the decisions. Of course, it's a bigger part of the whole story of Rwanda, leading in many ways in empowering women for over the years, whereby the highest making organs of the country. I mean, we are talking about parliament, they make the rules, we have 62% belonging to actually the representation of women. In the cabinet, we are more than 50% than the men, and so on. So in our own organizations, I have my colleague here for More Capital, I think we will also have a stand behind. More Capital is one of the stock brokers in Rwanda. He can testify to that. Our stock brokers, most of them, actually are female, and there is no pay gap between men and women in our industry. It's something that we have completely abolished. People get hired for their merit, and by the way, the women are able. Today, if we were to empower them, we go by that. We do everything we like numbers as stock market. We like to work with numbers. There is a reality of things here. It's profitable to empower women. So we do that specifically, not because it's just pity for women. They are able, they can do it. And when you empower them, we can easily add 20% to our GDPs. And that's not negligible for us. And if you are profitable as a company, definitely you attract people to invest in you and so on. So I think that's maybe a pause here. We can discuss further as we continue.
Thank you, Celeste. He made very good points. People often ask why Rwanda outshines some of the neighboring countries in terms of development, cleanliness, security, and everything. Of course, we always say we have good leadership, but Celeste has just said that we also have very good women representation in the parliament, in the cabinet, and everywhere. And where a woman is, where a mother is, you know that things will go right. Am I not correct?
I forgot to say they are the better managers for anything. Women know how to save better, they take more care. For us in the financial industry, risk is a big factor we consider in everything we do. So if you have a better manager, a better saver, and a risk-averse person, definitely men are mostly careless. So we are talking about the bottom line here. It's not charity. It's real, it's the bottom line. So I think, yeah, it's true what you are saying.
Very good. Natalie, when I was trying to get a loan at Beka, my collateral was in my names, and the money was mine, but The bank insisted that I have to bring my wife into the equation. Why that?
Thank you, Ruben. Most of the times, when applying for a loan, for married people, married couple, you probably signed, the reason why we asked you to call your spouse, your wife, is because you had shared, how do you call it, communauté de biens. You share
we share everything. The couple shares everything.
Yes, so if you're applying for the loan, definitely she needs to be involved as well. She needs to be friendly.
So I cannot get a loan if my wife does not approve.
You cannot. She has to
That's
approve.
what
the boss has to approve. Yes.
Absolutely. So in Rwanda also, that has been embedded in the laws that one of the couples cannot make a decision alone. It has to be there has to be consensus, and the institutions have embedded that in their laws, and that's very, very useful for the family.
Sure, especially that's a long-term loan. She definitely needs to be involved and informed.
Very good. So, Kumsome, what would be the lesson to teach Rwandan women about what they should consider after seeing what is happening in Rwanda? What would be your take-home message to the Rwandan women here?
So that is a very good question. I think that both Sweden and Rwanda are doing incredible things to improve gender equality and support women. We have already mentioned a lot about what Sweden is doing good. For example, in our school, we have many student-driven associations like Femitopia, Pokora, KG Pride, which try to increase diversity and inclusiveness. So I think as young people here, we think that young people have a big role in this, in helping, in spreading awareness about discrimination, but also reducing gender inequality. So I think maybe I know Rwandan students are very capable, but maybe they can also, through associations and such, try to do the same and try to increase gender equality. But that's what we would say, yeah.
That's great, that's great. I might add to what you just said that the story about Rwanda and gender empowerment is an interesting story. So all the mothers, you should encourage your children about the gender values and also let them know about the advocacy that their country is investing in to promote gender equality. So I want to thank you, all of you, my panelists, and thanks for the wonderful insights and the messages you've given. I believe everyone has got his or her take home. Thank you.
Yeah.
currently the chair of the board of Electa Foundation. Prior to that, she was a member of the board of directors for the Electa Private Limited. She is also board chairman of European Institute of Public Administration, the chair of the Alma Myrdal Center at Uppsala University, and the CEO for the Beijer Foundation and Anders Wall Foundation. She served as a member of the Swedish Parliament from 2002 to 2009. And you see I have to read this list because it's very long. And she was elected a member of the European Parliament from 2009 to 2019. Has a bachelor's degree in theology from the Department of Theology at the Uppsala University, and various positions in the Church of Sweden, and also has written several books. So that's quite a CV.
Jesus, you make me feel so old.
Well, some people are just very fast, you know. Now, first of all, maybe you can just share, for those who don't know anything about the Electa Foundation, what makes your organization so special and what do you do particularly for women?
Thank you for that question. It's a very important question. Well, Electa, the company, is combating cancer by precision radiation medicine. And when we found out a couple of years ago that almost 80% of the population on the African continent does not have any access whatsoever to that kind of treatment, we said to ourselves, we cannot, our DNA as a company is to combat cancer. We cannot sit idle and see that 80% of the whole continent does not have any access to cancer care. So we decided to build a foundation, and with this foundation, the Electa Foundation, to start operating. And thanks to my friend Diane, we started in Rwanda not even 2 years ago, and we have already managed to screen more than 70,000 women for cervical cancer, and now lately also breast cancer. Wait, to screen is not enough. We want to do the full program. Screening, diagnosing deeply, and also treatment, because there is no point in knowing that you're sick if you don't have access to treatment. So we have treated until now 2,500 women for precancerous lesions. So that's worth a big hand. And we have also tried to follow the women with severe cancer to the very end of their lives. And that includes a lot of social work and community working. And thanks to the wonderful organization in Rwanda, we have not deployed any staff or any expensive equipment. We have worked together, hand in hand, with wonderful midwives, doctors, oncologists, but also a lot of health workers, volunteer workers. And that has been a privilege and an honor, because you know that these women have on average 5 kids each. So if you really want to make a difference, you start treating the women, and in that way a community, a village or a city can prosper. And the girls can have access to education and actually foster a good development in the whole country. So we are super happy to be able to serve.
Wow, that's really wonderful results. So it makes me wonder, how do you achieve these beautiful results? Who are your partners? And in particular, I'm interested in knowing, how do you involve women in achieving these results, female professionals?
I'll tell you, it goes from the top and all the way down. So the First Lady, she was all in favor, and then the Ministry of Health, thanks also to my sister to my right here. We managed to have access to the ministry early on, and then to work with the RBC, with the Society for Family Health, in community after community. So we have only developed a model
train the people. And we have trained almost 3,000 people at this moment. And that's all the way from the top, oncologists and radiophysicists to social workers. 60 midwives have been trained to do ablation, which is treatment that a doctor only would do in Sweden. So we really have started out with education, established good partnerships, and I believe that this is the future for development, private and public partnerships. We can really, if we shake hands, we can change the world.
Thank you very much. Yes. I mean, the science and the research and in the health area is not a typical female-dominated area. Even though worldwide women make up to 75 to 80% of the healthcare workers, the advancement of women in rank into leadership roles decline significantly compared to male colleagues, and only 1 in 3 researchers are women. And that of course results on the research being done. If it's men doing the research, they do the research on men. So historically, medical studies have excluded a lot of women. So I'm very happy to welcome a person here who is, let me see here now, so I think Laura Plant holds a PhD in microbiology and immunology from the University of North South Wales in Australia. And she has a research background in bacterial pathogenesis and immunity. And since last year, Laura is the head of external affairs at the European Regional Office in Sweden for International Vaccine Institute, IVI, overseeing their promoting IVI's market position and stakeholder engagement in Europe. She also represented Sweden in the Horizon Europe Framework Program as a national contact point for health and expert in the era, and widening and led the Swedish national program on AMR. What does that mean?
That means antimicrobial resistance.
Of
it's a very big problem.
Of course, I should have known. And you have also represented Sweden as a delegate at the global AMR Research and Development Hub. That is quite a background. Now, Laura, can you share with us? You are working, the Institute is working on discovering, developing and delivering vaccines to support global health. Could you maybe provide some insights into programs that IVI is working with that support healthcare and gender equality?
Thank you for that question, and thank you for allowing me to be here today. It's very nice to represent the International Vaccine Institute. Before I start, I'd just like to say what we do a little bit. We work with the development, the delivery and discovery of new vaccines, which are traditionally not done by big companies. We've been fortunate to be supported by the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs to build an office here in Sweden, and that's what I've been doing for the last year with Dr. Ann Wartell, who's the head of our office. So we've been building up our collaborations within the European Centre, European region, but one exciting thing that we're doing, and I think Ambassador Diane, you were also going to bring this up, is that 2 weeks ago we announced that we're also going to open up a regional office in Africa, and that will be done in Kigali, in Rwanda. So we're really excited to support our African colleagues to build up this office and take the experience of the International Vaccine Institute into Africa and have the centre in Rwanda. But what I'd like to bring up when you have raised that point is that when it comes to healthcare equity, we also work with the public-private partnership model, but we need to consider that women's health is at the base of women's equity. So we need to empower women, healthy women, to be able to build careers and support society when it comes to all sorts of actions. So what the International Vaccine Institute does is we're working with vaccines. We have 5, 6 or 7 vaccines which we work with, which specifically are affecting women. So we work with bacterial vaccines, parasitic vaccines, and also viral vaccines, for example, which maybe make a woman more sensitized when she's pregnant and having a baby, so she may be more sensitive to that type of infection. So by developing these vaccines and ensuring that they're delivered at a reasonable price, we're making sure that these women live a healthy life, and that's the basis of gender equality. So I think that that's one of the most important actions that we take on gender equality, is making sure that everyone has equal health care, like you're doing with the cancer screening.
Thank you very much, Professor. And now I'd like to smile to Maja Jakobsson, working at Operation Smile. You have a very interesting background. First you got your degree in your Master of Science in Social Sciences. And then you decided to work in the corporate world in the US. And after that, you went to the UN system for a couple of years. And finally, the last 14 years, you have worked in international NGOs. And the last 5 years, you have been working for an organization called Operation Smile, where you are now the Chief Development Officer. And you do a lot of interesting work in Rwanda. And could you share a little bit of what you do, how you work there? You know, think global, act local, and also what you do in the field of equity and equality.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting us to be here. So yes, I would like to talk a little bit about both equity and equality. Equity for us stems from the 4x4 reform, so the Ministry of Health in Rwanda, looking specifically for educating, so students within the healthcare, as well as finding locations, so basically resource for these educated students when they then graduate, have somewhere to work. And thirdly, from the 4x4, jointly work on programs, new programs. For us, it's all about surgery, plastic surgery in fact, but that demands a team of not only the surgeon, but also anesthesiologists and nurses and so on and so forth. So for us, it's been a lot about educators and educating. 2022, the first female plastic surgeon graduated in Rwanda, Dr. Francoise. And now we're talking a little bit about peer-to-peer and the importance of mentorship from woman to woman and be a role model. So Dr. Francoise is the first female plastic surgeon in Rwanda, supported by Operation Smile, but also educated in Rwanda by local educators, Professor Faustin and Dr. Charles Farah. So with that, she showed the way. Right now, there's another 10 surgeons in the making in Rwanda, where Dr. Vicky is one that really didn't think that she could make it because she was a female, never seen it done, until she met Dr. Francoise. And that's really a testament to the importance of peer-to-peer mentorship and physically leading the way. So just to sum it up in terms of what Operation Smile really do, we do listen to the local agenda in terms of the Ministry of Health, our office in Rwanda, so locally led, however internationally supported. In this case, there are a lot of physicians from University Hospital of Karolinska, of Uppsala University Hospital, Sahlgrenska and so on, that are educators and our visiting professors locally, as well as we also in terms of the equity part of it. actively are rebuilding 2 hubs. Those are done. That would be the military hospital in Kigali and the CHUK, the University Hospital in Kigali, as well as 6 spokes, so district hospitals that are currently being renovated. When this is all done, by 2027, there will be, from when we begin our journey in 2018, had 2 plastic surgeons. We will have 15 plastic surgeons educated with full teams around them. And with these renovations of the 6 district hospitals, the longest a person in Rwanda would have to travel for plastic surgery, safe surgery, would be 75 kilometers, which is quite astonishing, not only for Rwanda, but the region itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maya. Now, Ambassador Gashumba has humbly asked me not to run through her CV, but we all know who she is. Diane, I am very impressed by everything you have achieved, not only in the field of gender equality, but in various parts of your government. And your government has for a long time been known of being really at the forefront of gender equality. And I am curious to know, what can the rest of the world learn from what has been done in Rwanda? And also, I would be curious to know, how is this gender equality in the government, how is that reflected in the area of policy development and practical application?
Thank you very much. We have something to share with the world, but I want to start by saying that we also have a lot to learn from all of you, because we still have a long way to go in many areas. But maybe to respond to your question, what has contributed to the success or the achievement we are celebrating today is a government that really cares about the people. Our government, our current government, is people-centered. So everything, every initiative is there to respond to the need of the people, but we also engage the community. We engage the community, we respond to their needs, but we listen to them. The leaders in Rwanda listen to the people. The question that was addressed to Cecilia, and she responded very well, how do we manage to mobilize all these women? It's as simple as that. It's easy because women in Rwanda, whenever there is a program, they have contributed to the elaboration of the policy and the program, because we are a country that is fully decentralized. Everything is centered at the family level, at the household level. I will give an example of the community health workers. We have one community health worker that takes care of 40 households, so it's manageable. But also the trust. The population trusts the government, they trust medical doctors, they trust mayors, because we deliver on promises. Starting from His Excellency the President, the Prime Minister, everybody is a public servant. Who is a public servant? He knows and he really understands that he's there to serve. He's there to serve, and we operate under a very organized system that gives us an accountability system under which we operate. So every leader has indicators and goals, and we contribute to elaboration of these goals, and we are evaluated on a regular basis. And we are given means to achieve the goals we have set. So I would say that the leadership that is committed to the people, the trust from the community, and a teamwork. That is what we can share with the rest of the world, and the system we chose to operate, under which we chose to be operating, the decentralization. And we are not the richest country, far from that, but we care about health and education, because you understand it's the backbone of each society. Rwanda was one of the first countries to achieve the Abuja Declaration. The Abuja Declaration, for those who don't know, heads of state from Africa sat and made a commitment to invest at least 13% of their budget into health. But only 3 African countries have reached this commitment, have fulfilled this commitment. And coming maybe to some concrete indicators, I want to thank all the partners who are here, because starting from Electa, I strongly believe that Rwanda and Sweden will be the first countries to eliminate cervical cancer. Yeah, I'm convinced. And 2 years ago, we had our first lady here at Karolinska Institute, together with the Electa Foundation, the Minister of Health, the Swedish Minister of Health, and many partners coming from all over the world. They came to award our first lady because she's really engaged. It's not about slogans. She stood up and worked with schools to make sure that cervical cancer vaccines from 2011 are delivered to each young girl. So today we celebrate this achievement, and once again I want to thank every partner who has played an important role in this. IVI, I strongly believe that with the vision the country has when it comes to clinical trials, local manufacturing of vaccines, having this regional office means a lot for us, and we believe that it will push the agenda of manufacturing vaccines and drugs and contribute to further success. Operation Smiles, when you look at all these people who are here, Operation Smiles means a lot. A smile is a translation of happiness, and what you did in Rwanda right after the genocide against the Tutsi was really powerful and meaningful to restore a smile on the face of every Rwandans who was hit by, physically hit by critical against the Tutsi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just would like to add something very short. Why do we do this? The 3 of us and many more, we do it because we believe that we all live in a global village. We all belong together, and it should not, where we happen to be born and live, should not determine for how long we live. And that's why we have to reach out and bridge the inequalities and the gap of access to healthcare. So we are not doing this out of charity, we do it out of an obligation, because the world is one, we all belong in it, and we should help each other. That's why we're here on Earth.
That's a beautiful ending note. And let's thank this beautiful panel for all the wonderful work they're doing in the area of health.
Panel iriho Bank of Kigali na Rwanda Stock Exchange, sibyo? Barakicaye hariya, baraba bafite office hariya. Ndagira ngo mbabwire mu Abanyarwanda mwe nta nubwo bari buze kubisemura. Aya mafaranga dukorera ahangaha tugomba kuyajyana hehe? Iwacu. Aba bantu rero bafashe indege bakaza, mufungure amakonti muri Bank of Kigali, kubera ko iyo bohereje amafaranga mu rugo ntabwo babakata. Hano ni badukata byinshi cyane, sibyo? Ntabwo babakata. Iyo mushaka loni nk'uko Ruben yabivuze, hari ubufasha babaha bwinshi. Hanyuma Rwanda Stock Exchange kugura imigabane baraza kubibasobanurira. Ntihagire umuntu uva ahangaha, turaza kubikora mu kinyabupfura no muri discipline. Hari icyumba, mu gihe turaba twidagadura, mu gihe turaba dufungura, mugende mu bagane, dufungure konte. Abagira imbogamizi turaza kumenya izo arizo, twumve amakuru batuzaniye kugira ngo bigende gute twubake igihugu cyacu. Ndashaka kubabwira ko ibi bihugu byo mu majyaruguru y'Uburayi turi mu ba mbere bazahura ubukungu bw'igihugu iyo urebeye ku mibare y'amafaranga ava hanze kuri diaspora agenda mu Rwanda. Ariko dushobora gukora ikirenze icyo. ya mafaranga wohereza nubwo yaba ari 10 nubwo yaba ari 20 afite akamaro gakomeye. Uyu munsi Nathalie yaje hano na Rwamukumba na Olivier yaboneka ntihagire umuntu ugenda batamurebye mu maso ngo bamuganirize. Ikindi ndagira I want to thank everyone. I didn't say it on the panel because this community you see here from Finland, from Norway, from Denmark and from Sweden, they have contributed to the elimination of cervical cancer by collecting some money, especially women, but also the brothers and the husband. We thank you. This contribution means a lot. You've saved lives. You've saved some lives in Rwanda by contributing little money, so keep it up. Ntabwo tugomba gutegereza iki ibivuye hanze.
Amashyi menshi cyane kubwa aba panelists, ambassador, thank you so much. Mureke dushimire na Osa hano tumukomera amashyi cyane. She's Rwandese and she understands, right? You understand Kinyarwanda? Yes. Turabibutsa ko hari inyuma hari exhibition nkuko ambassador yarabivuze, hari company ya Iby'iwacu ifite ibicuruzwa biribwa bya made in Rwanda, isombe n'ibindi. Hari na Rwandiska nayo ifite imikenyero n'imitako. Dufite byinshi, Bank of Kigali iracyahari, More Capital Limited iracyahari, and International Vaccine Institute nayo iri hariya inyuma, Rwanda Stock Exchange nayo irahari. Ni karibu abashaka kumenya information nyinshi hari inyuma barahari. Yes, I was just reminding that we have an exhibition for and one on backing and diaspora interactive both. We have Bank of Kigali, Rwanda Stock Exchange, More Capital Limited, Electa Foundation, and the International Vaccine Institute. We have a company called Iby'iwacu that sells food and made in Rwanda. If you want isombe and chili, akabanga, there's a lot there. We have also another company called Rwandiska that sells Rwandan clothes made in Rwanda. So you are all welcome. You can pass there and see. So, Osa, we need some pose, right? Entertainment, right?
So, it is our pleasure to welcome from all the way from Sweden, Caroline of Ugglas.
Mufashe mwese n'amashyi menshi twakiriye Caroline aze hano kugira ngo atugezeho igihe duteguriye. Ni umuririmbyi, amashyi menshi tumwakire, muramuzi. Yes.
Ambassador Gashumba, tonight is a huge success, evidently. So we can't even speak about what we are enjoying here today. Tell us, what did you go through in putting this event together, this International Women's Day celebration on the 16th of March? Tell us what you went through to put this together, because the guest list is just unimaginable.
The International Women's Day, especially this year, is a special day for Rwandans because we are celebrating for the 30th time gender equality and all the achievement our government has made possible by stopping the discrimination and by empowering girls and women, by transforming all the policies that were constituting a barrier for women and girls. And today we celebrate a lot of things. We celebrate women in science, we celebrate women in IT, we celebrate women in global health. And this was organized by the Women Association, the Rwandan Women Association here in Sweden, in partnership with the embassy, but in collaboration with all the Friends of Rwanda and the government of Sweden. We've seen the attendance, almost 500 people. I think that's the first time we see such a huge community gathering together, and it shows the engagement, the commitment of the Rwandan community toward the inclusive society, but also the importance we give in our country, the importance we give to women and girls.
Rwanda is the first country to have over 62% women in the cabinet, in the parliament. And tonight we saw some guest panelists giving us instances of their own projects being in partnership with the Rwandan community, Rwanda itself, the country. Can you tell us about these partnerships?
Yeah, we
Electra and what's the other one? IVI?
Yeah.
Tell us about this. We want to know more.
Yeah, we've had the Electra Foundation here. They collaborate with Rwanda on the journey that aims to eliminate cervical cancer. And as you know, Rwanda is the first country with the highest rate of young girls that are fully vaccinated for cervical cancer. We started this campaign in 2011 with the support of the First Lady of Rwanda, Madame Jeannette Kagame. And we've had also Operation Smile. They are good partners to the health system in Rwanda. They perform surgeries and they collaborate with the Ministry of Health. And we've had also International Vaccine Institute. They work around vaccines discoveries, clinical trials, and also to make sure that vaccines are affordable and accessible, especially in Africa. And we are also today celebrating the regional office, the International Vaccine Institute regional office that Rwanda has just won to host. So it's a huge celebration today. We celebrate many things, and we're honored to have such a huge attendance. Many people from Burundi, from Morocco, from Sweden, of course, and the Rwandan community in Finland, in Denmark, in Norway joined us today to celebrate International Women's Day.
I paid keen attention to you when you spoke about discovering the vaccine for cervical cancer. You yourself are a doctor. Tell us, is this possible and in the nearest future?
Yeah, we can. I strongly believe that Rwanda can eliminate cervical cancer because we've already vaccinated under 25 young girls, and we screen and treat systematically women adult, and very soon, in collaboration with the Electra Foundation, Karolinska Institute, will be able to conduct a survey to evaluate the efficiency to vaccinate adult women. So I strongly believe that we can eliminate cervical cancer in Rwanda.
Wow, this is a new one. So what's the time frame? What time frame should we be expecting this new vaccine to come out?
The vaccine is already being used. The vaccine is being used for young girls, but due to limitations of being used, many countries don't use the vaccine among adult women. But Rwanda will have access to some doses of this vaccine, and as soon as we can prove that it is efficient, I'm sure my government will deploy all the effort to expand, to scale out, to roll out, to scale up the vaccination among adult people. And I'm sure we can eliminate sooner than planned.
I'm so proud. I want to be the first person to announce this.
You will?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Lastly, Rwanda, Sweden, Women Equality Journey. The tag of this year's event. What are the similarities between Rwanda and Sweden when it comes to women equality, gender equality?
The similarities are that if you see the ranking, the global ranking, always Rwanda comes first among African countries, but we come after the Nordic countries, including Sweden. So the similarity is that our respective leadership believes in gender equality, and they just do it. They don't believe in it only and make it a slogan. They translate this into actual policies, and they make sure that the policies are implemented.
Thank you very much for giving us the time. We cannot wait to come back and talk more about this new vaccine, because I'm now keenly interested. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All of those things to the butterfly.
better speak English then. How many are speaking Swedish here anyway? You? Yes? How many understand if I speak Swedish? Some of you, so then I speak English. And my English is very bad. It doesn't matter. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Caroline af Ugglas. And I have, not I, but me and my choir. I have a very big choir in Sweden with about 1,000 persons. And those 1,000 persons are running a music school in Kigali. So you know. And we are very proud of that. Marina, Bibi. Is anyone else here from my choir in Stockholm? Only Marina and Bibi. You were 2 of the 1,000. Yes. So, are we going to do the little fly? Lilla flyga, jag är inte rädd som du ska lyssna noga på mig. Lilla fluga, du måste förstå, jag ska rycka dina vingar båda två. Lilla fluga, jag är inte rädd för dig. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon och inte idag. För jag är stark imorgon, imorgon så är jag bra. Och då ska jag säga ifrån och inte sitta här som ett fån. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon blir en bättre dag. Lilla fluga, det är dags att ta adjö. Fråga inte varför, men nu ska du dö. Som alla andra trampar rakt på mig ska jag ge igen på dig. Lilla fluga, det är dags att ta adjö. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon och inte idag. Ja, jag är stark imorgon, imorgon så är jag bra. Ja, då ska jag säga ifrån och inte sitta här som ett fån. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon blir en bättre dag. Det är så mycket jag ska och säga saker som är bra. Men kanske inte just idag. Jag tror imorgon blir en bättre dag. Imorgon blir en bättre dag. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon och inte idag. För jag är stark imorgon, imorgon så är jag bra. Ja, då ska jag säga ifrån och inte sitta här som ett fån. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon blir en bättre dag. Jag ger igen imorgon, imorgon så är jag bra. And so, Diane, this one is for you. Snälla, snälla. Snälla, snälla. Snälla, 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 snälla. Så lyssna snälla, snälla, snälla. Stanna kvar hos mig, för jag behöver ju dig. Så snälla, 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 snälla. Så lyssna snälla, snälla, snälla. Och jag vet det är långt att be, men jag skiter i det. Jag varje gång när du i sista blicken som jag fick, jag kunde se, ja, jag kunde se. Jag såg du var på väg till en annan kvinna, bort från mig. Så snälla, 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 snälla. Så snälla, låt mig inte sitta ensam här med oss snidar. Så snälla, hjälp mig fatta, hjälp mig att förstå. Ja, vad jag gjort för fel som har fått dig att gå. Ja, för det är väl så. Och jag hatar att jag vet, ja jag vet, ja jag vet du kommer allt du gav till mig, allt det där jag vet. Annan kvinna, hör inte till mig. Så slappna av sig tiden av, jag lämnar dig ordna sig. Så slappna av sig tiden av, jag lämnar dig ordna sig. Det är mamma, 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 det är mamma. Så slappna av sig tiden av, jag lämnar dig, det ordnar sig. Så slappna av dig tiden av.
years of women paying tribute to African women from all over the world. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome the Swedish Morocco brand, Taragate, Stockholm. They have a collection named Years of Women, as they pay tribute to African women from all over the world. So now it's time for fashion show. You're welcome. DJ.
To the heat of the sun, I wanna feel it right inside me, oh yeah. I wanna smoke it to the beat of the drum. I wanna put all around me, oh yeah. We together as one, we're all the same. Oh yeah, and together as one, let's celebrate and let the world know.
Tell us your names, your full names.
So it's Iman Willem Kadem.
Can you speak louder?
Iman Willem Kadem.
Okay, and you are behind the fashion brand we saw today. What's the name of the brand again?
It's Taragalt Stockholm.
Tell us how you get your inspiration for this fashion.
So this fashion brand is inspired from my Moroccan roots. I am from Morocco and I live in Sweden. So it's a mix of the Moroccan heritage from the south of Morocco and my Swedish inspiration. I have been living in Canada and in Sweden, so I have this European and North American inspiration also. This is why we have some modern cuts, but we always have this African and Moroccan inspiration representing my roots and my heritage.
So this particular design we saw today, what's it called?
So this collection is called Eyes of Woman, and Eyes of Woman, and it's a collaboration between our brand Taragalt Stockholm and my mother Fatima Al-Hijaji. She's a painter very well known in Morocco, and we choose it to print her painting on dresses so we can travel with her painting all around the world. And the idea is really to show the strength of African women, of Moroccan women, and about women all over the world, to show their strength. And you can find like faces and
can meet you, where they can see you, and where they can meet you to get this collection?
So we have our website, taragalstockholm.com, and we have also our showroom on Kungsholmen, Pontoniergatan 7.
All right, guys, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Thank you very much for your time.
umugore si umuntu mu buryo bugenda umuntu uva ntawe umurashe yewe nta n'umushari ibyo bikaba buri kwezi ariko ukabona buri munsi asumbya abandi bantu ubuzima wumva ari umuntu. Umugore si umuntu wabashije papa, umuntu wabashije padiri, padiri bibindaga abakirisitu mu kiliziya akabasigira imyitero myiza akamukurikira left right pende umutegura umugabo ndani n'uwo wese umugore si umuntu. Umugore si umuntu, umuntu wabashije Usama, umuntu wabashije Semugaza, umuntu wabashije Hitler, Sokrate na bamwe muzi ku rugamba mu mapeti ku rutaratashye akabapeti. Umuntu wabashije Samusoni, umuntu wabashije Samusoni, umugabo nyiri ibigango, umwami nyiri uburanga, umugabo wafatanya imfizi ye n'abatagombeye abayimufasha ariko umugore yamukoraho Kristo Yesu akuzwa iteka ryose ibisazi bikaba yanga intege zikamubana inkesha ati vasere tableau mon chez izo ntebe nyamba umugore si umuntu. Nukuri umugore si umuntu, umugore si umuntu, umuntu ni ubugenge, umuntu unywa amazi yabugeze cyangwa akanywa agasembuye bitise icyo kigage ariko akanga akarenga kurutsa umwana yera agira ubugenge n'ubugenge bwayo mpamvu yose umugore si umuntu. Aho urumva umugore ari umuntu ra, umugore wabyaye Rumaga nako umubyeyi we akabyara agira atunganyira abajambo, umugore wabyaye Murwa akabyara uwa Pendo wihanganye n'igicumbi ntasigwa rutura gasumuni na Garasiyani Munyakazi na Furayi wacu kirenganye na giti nka kagatwenge kayo.
So are we at the Kigali Bank desk? Are we at the Kigali Bank desk?
Is an artist from Rwanda, all the way from Rwanda.
Hi. So what's happening here? Talk to us. Tell us your names.
My name is Natalie. I work for Bank of Kigali.
Bank of Kigali.
Opening accounts. For
Opening accounts. Okay, this is diaspora banking.
Yes, this is diaspora banking.
And this for Rwandans abroad. Only.
Rwandans abroad, but foreigners can open accounts as well.
Everyone can open an account with us.
Everyone can open an account.
Oh, great.
Banyita Francine Mukashema, mpagarariye umuryango w'abari n'abategarugori muri Suède.
Those are your names. Okay. You are the leader of the Rwandan Women Association, or what's it called?
RWAS.
Rwanda
Women Association in Sweden. Yes.
Today we are here to celebrate the women.
Yeah.
We are here to celebrate women. And you are among the people who put this event together. Tell us what the Women's Day means to you as an organization.
Umunsi w'abari n'abategarugori usobanuye ikintu kinini cyane kuri njyewe ndetse n'abandi banyarwandakazi muri rusange, aho twizihiza iterambere ry'umugore. Mu by'ukuri uyu munsi ni umunsi ukomeye cyane kuri twe, sinabona uko mbivuga, witabiriwe n'abantu benshi cyane kandi mu kuri ni ishema kuri twebwe.
It means a lot for the Women's Day and for the development of the women. So today she's happy and so happy, perfectly.
We see a lot of women with substance here today. We see ambassadors, we see ministers, we see people from different countries. How are you able to gather these people together to come to your event, knowing fully well that there are other events everywhere in Stockholm today? How are you able to pull them here to the Rwandan event?
Yego, twashyizemo imbaraga cyane gutumira abantu, twabiteguye hakiri kare kandi abantu barabyitabira cyane kubera ko mu by'ukuri ntago biba byoroshye kugira ngo abantu babone umwanya, ariko habonetse abantu benshi cyane. Ni ukuri twishimye cyane. Uburyo twakoresheje rero nta bundi ni uguhamagara, kohereza invitation ku bantu tubishyizeho umwete, hanyuma natwe tugira amahirwe, abantu baraboneka cyane cyane ko ari n'umunsi w'abari n'abategarugori. Ni umunsi abantu bizihiza cyane kandi baba bakumbuye bashaka kuza kwishimira iryo terambere ry'umwari n'umutegarugori.
So today is a big day, and the thing we did, we invited them through social media, we gathered them through our contacts, so that today happens so well.
The arrangement, the setting, the ambience is so fantastic. How were you? Was it difficult putting this together?
Dufatanyije na ambasade yacu twagerageje gushyiramo imbaraga nyinshi kugira ngo iki gikorwa kigende neza. Ni nabwo mboneye umwanya wo gushimira cyane ambasade yacu y'u Rwanda yo yadufashije muri iki gikorwa kugira ngo kigende neza.
We got help with the help of the embassy. We finally got to gather all these people by their contacts and others in other countries. Yeah. So all the people you see here is from the help of the embassy.
I have one last question for you. How does it feel being a Rwandan woman, knowing that 62 or 63% of the members of parliament in your country are women? Women are dominating in your country. How does it feel being a Rwandan woman?
Ni ibintu bishimishije cyane kubona abadamu bari mu nzego zitandukanye z'igihugu. Ni ukuri bidutera ishema tukumva ko abagore dushoboye, kandi ibyo byose ntabwo tubikesha cyane cyane ubuyobozi bwiza dufite bw'igihugu bwo budushyigikira bugashyiraho ingamba zo guharanira uburenganzira bw'umwari n'umutegarugori.
All this is the help of the country. They support us so much. They know the value of a woman. So that's why we are here. That's why, because we have support, a lot of support from our government and our country.
Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Excellency, today you spoke eloquently well about your government's policies, and you specifically mentioned that there is a special policy about uplifting women and placing women on the same pedestal as men. Can you elaborate about this?
Yes, because today we're talking about International Women's Day and making sure that our young girls get into what we call STEM, which is your science, your technology, your engineering, your mathematics. And in Zimbabwe, the government of Zimbabwe realized that young girls were threatened by going into some of these. And what they then decided to do is that they made sure that they created quota at every university to facilitate and allow the girls that would have come from secondary school to go into university. So even if they have lower points than their male counterparts, they will be allowed to come in, because we want to do an increase of more of the young women, because they have not had that opportunity for a long time. But now we are finding that there are more girls who are qualifying in engineering, who are qualifying in technology, in ICT, because we know that is the future of the world. The future is artificial intelligence, and we need to make sure that our young women are at the same level, not only locally but globally, so that they can be competitive in the spheres of economics.
That was fantastic, Your Excellency. I cannot wait to meet you and talk extensively about Zimbabwe.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, today we are here to celebrate the women. Today is a International Women's Day. Actually, it was last week, but we're celebrating it today. Tell us, what is your take about women empowerment in Africa and in Botswana?
Women empowerment is very important, not only for Botswana but all African countries. It's about developing women, not marginalizing women, not living in a patriarchal society, but realizing that we are all equal and we can all help each other to grow and to become the best that we can possibly be. Because men need women, women need men, and together we can then develop and build up our countries to be the best that they can possibly be.
What are those policies your government is putting in place to make women play a pivotal role in the upliftment of the nation? Like, for example, you are now the ambassador of Botswana to Sweden.
Well, the first is in terms of education. Everybody has an equal right to education in Botswana. The second one is in relation to empowering women and children as well. So if you are categorized as youth and a woman, you get a heads up an advanced step when tendering for projects. So that's part of the way that we are empowering women, and also the youth to be able to subsist and sustain themselves and not be dependent for as long as they can be. So that's some of the programs that we have in place. We are also blessed to have embassies from other countries who have women development programs that they also adhere to. So that's part of the initiatives that we have. Our First Lady as well, she's very big on gender-based violence and also empowering women. So she has a lot of projects that she is also working on in relation to making sure that women are empowered and they are actually able to stand up for themselves, sustain, and take care of their own homes.
Mama kanya gato
again.
Very good evening to you, sir. You came all the way from Rwanda to celebrate the Women's Day with us. But tell us, sincerely, what brought you to Sweden?
But I came to celebrate Women's Day at this event to talk about gender equality and so on, and also to make sure that we discuss other matters that have to do with investment opportunities in the country. And but most importantly, it's the month for gender equality. So the main focus for the discussions we've had were around that. But we are also telling people to make sure that they invest in our country, to build our country, and to continue building themselves at the same time.
I don't want to say it myself. You are the president of the stock exchange, the chairman of the stock exchange in Rwanda. Am I correct?
Well, I'm the CEO of the stock exchange.
You are the CEO of the stock exchange?
Yes.
Wow. I can tell you how happy I am meeting you for the first time, because I've been asking to meet the business delegation from Rwanda. Luckily, I found you today. Tell us a bit about the stock exchange in Rwanda. How big is the stock exchange in Rwanda?
Well, it's a fairly new stock exchange. We have started our operations officially in 2011, but we've been making some strides. We have a bunch of companies listed, and market cap is covering $3.6 billion. And fixed income, we had all of that. It's more than 40% of GDP in terms of the securities in the market. But we are counting more to come and people to join. And most importantly, we want more diaspora members to join the wagon of rebuilding our country.
Are you only looking out for Rwandans in diaspora or Africans in diaspora?
Actually, we are open to all investors across the globe. There are Rwandan diaspora, African diaspora, but also friends of Rwanda anywhere and where they come from.
What is the risk or what are the positives in investing in the stock exchange in Rwanda? What can you tell to somebody who doesn't know anything about the Rwanda Stock Exchange?
Well, I will tell them that stock exchanges normally are the mirror of the underlying economies. And the story of the economy of Rwanda is known to everyone. It's a growing one. It's an African story, but Rwanda in particular, it's been growing for many years, and we can see the growth continue with the stability and the resilience of the country and the people of Rwanda and the greater East African community and Africa in general.
So what are the hottest stocks right now in Rwanda?
Well, that one I can't tell. Thank you very much.
That will be inside trading, right?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you for giving us your time. Thank you.
Her name is Celine.
Okay. And then tell us, so what's the name of your company?
Company yanjye yitwa Iby'iwacu.
Her company's name is Iby'iwacu.
Okay, and what are the products you sell? What are the products you sell?
Ni ifu ya kinazi. Ni ifu ya kinazi.
It's cassava flour.
Cassava flour.
Yeah.
Ni isombe ku munota.
Isombe ku munota. It's cassava leaves.
Akabanga akanini na gatoya.
Oh, beautiful. What's that? That's chili?
Yeah, it's the chill oil.
So you use it to make soup and
Yeah, you put in the food, like when food is ready, you just put it. It's so amazing. Yeah. When you eat, you just drop in some drops in the food.
Okay. So where can we find you? Want to buy this? You have a website or a store?
ndabicuruza mbicururiza online, mbicuruza kuri WhatsApp, mbicuruza umuntu ampamagaye, umuntu wese ushobora kubimwohereza kuri poste nta kibazo.
She has a WhatsApp number, she has a online store, she can reach you wherever you are. If you want to buy, you just contact her.
Our viewers are going to see your WhatsApp number and they're going to see your online store, okay? So when they want your product will come to you. Thank you for giving us your time.
Ushobora guhamagara cyangwa se kuri WhatsApp kuri nimero guteranya 47 45 08 79 .
You can reach her on that phone number wherever you are. She can deliver everything you need.
Can you tell us your full names?
My name is Grace Wase.
Grace, yes. Tell us what we are here to do.
We are here to expose and to sell this brand.
What's the name of the brand again?
Rwandese boutique.
Rwandese boutique?
Yes.
Is it a physical boutique or an online boutique?
It's an online boutique.
Online boutique?
Yes.
So what do you sell?
We sell and rent traditional clothes.
You sell and rent?
Yes.
Okay, people can rent actually?
Yeah.
Wow, what's this traditional clothes called?
This is called Imishanana.
Imishanana.
Kangwa Imiteye.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
At the same, these are different types.
Yeah.
Wow.
Different.
What is it used for? What can I rent this for?
This is, you can rent it for any occasion you want to look beautiful, like Rwanda.
Okay.
And weddings, anniversary, like every party. Yeah. And we sell as well this traditional.
Yeah.
These clothes are very beautiful.
These are baskets?
It's a basket handmade
Whoa.
from Rwanda.
From Rwanda?
Yes.
How much is this one go for? How much is it?
It depends. Like a set of 3, it's only 600 euro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
these are beautiful.
Yeah.
And what about the bigger ones there?
These are 700 euros.
700?
Yeah. A set of 3.
Okay.
And if you want also to just decorate, rent the whole.
Wow.
Yes. And
okay. You can use to decorate an event.
Like a wedding party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have,
are you also into event decoration?
We will find someone who can do that.
Okay,
yes.
Great. Tell the people where they can meet you. What's your online store?
Actually, the online market is very working because they can just send us a message or call us.
Yeah.
And then we will meet and discuss about anything they want.
Tell us your number, the number to call.
The number is 39074749.
All right, viewers, you heard it. And what's the online store? www.rwandisc.com. Okay. Our viewers are going to see this. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
You're welcome.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself? Your name?
Okay, thank you. My name is Olivier Muneza. I'm the CEO of More Capital.
You are the CEO of More Capital?
Yes.
Wow, good to meet you. Tell us what More Capital does.
Okay, More Capital is one of a Rwandan company licensed to do the stock market business. Okay. We actually provide a stock brokerage, investment advisory to open international private.
So if I come to you and say I want to buy some shares in several companies in Rwanda, you help me fix that?
Yeah, I will help you. Actually, help you to open an investment account with us. Then from there, we give you advisory on which companies you can invest in and start investing.
Okay. Does one have to be a Rwandan to patronize you?
You don't have to be a Rwandan. Anyone.
Anywhere in the world. That's beautiful. So tell us, what are the major stocks that are selling right now if I want to invest in stocks in Rwanda? Tell us, what would be your advice for me?
Actually, the listed companies we have in Rwanda, most of them are the biggest in the country. So you can buy in the financial sector, we have some in the brewery. You can invest in any company that is listed in the stock market. Actually, once you become our client, from then we give you what is available on the market. And also, we get to know the risk appetite of the investor. And from there, investors can decide which one is going to invest.
Are you looking at opening an office here in Sweden or Europe anytime soon?
No, for now we want to help the Rwandan community living in Sweden, so that they can join or they can invest back in the country.
Okay. Yeah. We've heard a lot of good things about Rwanda. We can't wait to visit, and we can't wait to invest in Rwanda. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
Come on. Imera tujyane dore umunsi ukeye umuco wataje iwacu akanyamuneza bikoze mu bantu tera intambwe uzusanga uhuza imisaya isamiye Amerika na Aziya uburayi na Afurika duciye akadiho tuhuze urumuri uyu n'umudiho igihe ni iki intego ni imwe y'uburyo tuvuze aho uzajya mbere tujya tujya gukurikira Water, water, be fair, water, gotta be fair, gotta be fair, Twitter man, be fair, gotta be fair, good, inamge kwindi, now see kundi, agakunji kukandi, nawe kusingi, Nitala, ambetana kofe, Nitala, ambetana kofe, Nitala, ambetana kofe. Marivela shaka kutamba, Karivela shaka kutamba. Yumvisinone mabe, Sinitala shaka kutamba, Simona shaka kutamba. Yumvisinone mabe. Imera tujyane uramukurikira